take any solution and dissolve it in water. We can observe the release of hydrogen ions from the solution. So, by this way we can say that the solution we have taken is an acid. Any substance that releases hydrogen ions when dissolved in water is an acid. When sulfur dioxide dissolves in water, it forms sulfurous acid. That is, SO2 plus H2O gives H2SO3. Here, sulfur dioxide is a non-metallic oxide. When sulfur trioxide dissolves in water, it forms sulfuric acid. That is, SO3 plus H2O gives H2SO4. Here, sulfur trioxide is a non-metallic oxide. When carbon dioxide dissolves in water, it forms carbonic acid. That is, CO2 plus H2O gives H2CO3. Here, carbon dioxide is a non-metallic oxide. In this manner, we can also prepare nitric acid, phosphoric acid, phosphorus acid and nitrous acid by dissolving their corresponding oxides in water. Nitrogen pentoxide reacts with water to give nitric acid. That is, N2O5 plus H2O gives 2HNO3. Phosphorus pentoxide reacts with water to give phosphoric acid. That is, P2O5 plus 3H2O gives 2H3PO4. Phosphorus trioxide reacts with water to give phosphorus acid. That is, P2O3 plus 3H2O gives 2H3PO3. Dinitrogen trioxide reacts with water to give nitrous acid. That is, N2O3 plus H2O gives 2HNO2. In these reactions, nitrogen pentoxide, phosphorus pentoxide, phosphorus trioxide and dinitrogen trioxide are all non-metallic oxides. Thus, we can say that when non-metallic oxide dissolves in water, it forms the corresponding acid. There is one very important property of acids, and that is they are volatile in nature. Volatile means changing or changeable. Volatility means a measure of the tendency of a substance to vaporize. Well, I have kept 3 acids in a petri dish. That is, acetic acid, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Which acid escapes first? Yes, it is acetic acid, then hydrochloric acid and finally sulfuric acid. Acetic acid is the most volatile and then comes hydrochloric acid and finally sulfuric acid. CH3COOH is more volatile than HCl, which is more volatile than H2SO4. When sodium chloride reacts with sulfuric acid, it forms another acid, that is hydrochloric acid and sodium sulfate. The chemical equation is 2NaCl plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus 2HCl. Have you noticed one thing? Sulfuric acid is less volatile than hydrochloric acid. Thus, we can say that when less volatile acid reacts with salt, it forms more volatile acid. Now, let's know how the bases are prepared. Take up a substance and dissolve it in water. We can observe the release of hydroxide ions from the solution. By this observation, we can say that the solution we have taken is a base. Any substance that can produce hydroxide ions when dissolved in water is known as a base. When magnesium oxide dissolves in water, the product formed is magnesium hydroxide, which is a base. MgO plus H2O gives MgOH twice. Here magnesium oxide is a metallic oxide. When sodium oxide dissolves in water, it forms a base, that is sodium hydroxide. Na2O plus H2O gives 2NaOH. Here sodium oxide is a metallic oxide. In this manner, we can also prepare calcium hydroxide and zinc hydroxide by dissolving corresponding oxides in water. Calcium oxide reacts with water to give calcium hydroxide, that is CaO plus H2O gives CaOH twice. Similarly, zinc oxide reacts with water to give zinc hydroxide, that is ZnO plus H2O gives ZnOH twice. Here calcium oxide and zinc oxide both are metallic oxides. Thus we can say that a metallic oxide when dissolved in water forms a base. Now let's move on to the general properties of acids and bases.